Froogle Sim videos are powered by Jetline Systems.
Hello YouTube, this is Froogle and we're back once again in Microsoft's Flight Simulator. This is a preview, which is to say that the items and things you're about to see may change in the next 2 weeks before this is released. I don't think they will, honestly. We're pretty far along. But anyway, what I want to show you today is some of the other things that you can do in the sim. Obviously, what I did before in the previous video was go to World Map and create a brand new flight and do it. You can also undertake flight training. We'll look at that in another video. You can also do these two things, which are activities. So you can click on activities and it will give you a list of things like bush trips or landing challenges. And you can see here, famous landing challenges, epic landing challenges, or strong winds. So if we click on epic, for example, you can see Courchevel, Paro, St. Bart's, and so on, which is all good fun. But the thing that I like actually most of all is actually the live challenge. And I'm no good at it, and I'm not competitive, but here's the current live event, which is landing at Courchevel. Now, these things are pretty cool because they kind of showcase what the sim can do in terms of weather conditions and so on and so on. What you have to do, you see here is a little blue smudge on the runway. You need to touch down there on the blue smudge, so as close to the center line as you possibly can, as close to that blue smudge as you possibly can, stay on the center line as much as you can, stop as quickly as you can, obviously don't damage anything, and then you get awarded points. The most number of points that I've got on this particular challenge is nowhere near these guys who are just godlike in their flying ability. I got about 1 million points. The current leader is 1.8 million. So for this, we're going to be flying a Robin DR400/100 Cadet. Flight conditions are cloudy and murky, and we're going to go and do that challenge. So what it does now is it shows you what you're going to do. So it wants us to maintain roughly 80 knots. These are kind of tips, right? You don't need to follow this exactly, but it's saying the correct approach would be maintain 80 knots down here, go through the turn, slow to 72, and touchdown. The trick with Courchevel, of course, is it's a very slopey runway. It actually goes up the side of a mountain, and there is no option to go around. If you screw up, you're done. You're flying up the side of a mountain. You cannot go around. You need to do it or give up about here and then turn back and try again, turn back and try again. You don't want to commit to that final approach at Courchevel if you have any doubt that you're going to make it. As you can see down here, centerline, the maximum distance reached from the centerline, blah, 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 pays into points. Okay, so now we're seeing a preview of the whole thing. So there's the landing zone. Wants me to touch down right there, closer to the middle as possible. Stay on the center line. Here's our plane. Wish me luck. All right, so here we are. So let's put some power in here. I'm going to try to maintain altitude. I have not succeeded at this by getting too low. So we're just going to try to trim the aircraft up, try to maintain altitude, and obviously in doing so, we'll drop speed. There's the runway over there. And there's the cloud. God, this scenery is incredible. This is really an incredible looking sim. Now, I don't believe this little cadet has flaps. Let me try that. Nope. Okay, fixed landing gear, no flaps. Just giving it a bit of power now. Try to get the speed up. We're just under 100 knots. Lost sight of the runway. Oh, there it is, just behind that puff of cloud in the distance. Look at those cloud effects. Look how wonderful they are and how translucent and how actually pretty darn realistic they are. There's the runway now. So we didn't maintain 80 knots as we're supposed to do. I am a little bit high, but that's okay. Now, this is the point at which you would give up, turn around, go and do it again, or try and land. Obviously, I'm going to try and land. So I'm going to start a slow turn here, pull back on the stick, maybe a little bit of nose up trim. Want to try to maintain some altitude, almost doing a carrier landing on this one. The aircraft, this little Robin, actually slows very, very quickly in the right conditions. So I'm not too worried about maintaining height and coming quite steep down onto that runway. The tricky thing, of course, is, given the way that runway is built, keeping it in sight, as you're currently seeing. That's tricky. You do have a preset view, called the landing view, where you can go up here and you can get a much better view of the runway. Might be using that in a minute. You don't want to hit the trees. The trees are collidable. Thanks for that, Asobo. I mean, seriously, thanks for that, Asobo. Too many sims, the trees don't actually mean anything. All right, I think I'm good. This is not going to be pretty, but we'll see what we can do in points. Like I said, my high score is about 1 million. It's pretty close to around 1 million. And the current leader is godlike, 1.8 million. So we want to be going slow, otherwise we're not going to be able to stop in a very short distance. We are clearing the trees now. Give it. So speed's coming down, speed's coming down, speed's coming down. Probably too much. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Nose, 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 nose. And down. On the brakes. Hard. Please stop. Let's see what we got. I'm not on the center line, am I? I'm off. 610,000 points. Landing smoothness was pretty rough. I have to try again. I've got to try again. Let's restart that. We're going to try once again. This will be my last attempt, but you get the idea. These are fun. These are really a lot of fun. And I'm a big, what's the word? I'm quite resistant to sim makers putting in fun into a sim. I'm one of the purists that thinks a sim is fun on its own without you adding nonsense to it. This is cool. This is actually really good fun. I fully support this message, Asobo. All right. Trimming it, trimming it, trimming it, trimming it. Back on the throttle. Just trying to trim us level here. I just can't get the right profile. Now, it's saying 100 knots. Sorry, 80 knots. There is no way. Hang on. Knots are on the inside. Okay, so 80 knots is about the 150 mark on the outside. Okay. So I probably was good. So let's get this down. Let's get this slowed down. Let's get it trimmed up. There we go. So we've slowed our rate of descent. There we are. Boom. So we're feeding some power now, and we'll try to hold that. Wow, I've actually got it trimmed. Nicely-ish. Come on. Bit more power, bit more power, bit more power. This is actually looking all right. I am slow. Where am I? Yeah, I'm actually at 80. Is that 80? No, 70. Oh, too slow, too slow. God. And again, having familiarity with the aircraft is useful. I'm not familiar with the Robins, so I can't just glance at that speed display yet and go, okay, I'm at the right place. All right, we're nice and high. We are about the right speed now. We're climbing, which is not ideal. So a little bit of less power, a little less power, a little less power, a little less power. Good. Watching that speed. So that's 70, which is where I want to be. I'm trying to keep the runway in view here. This is actually very, very, I wouldn't say crazy hard. It's a challenge, as the name on the menu suggests. And it's a lot of fun. It's a huge amount of fun. All right, a lot less power, a lot less power, a lot less power. We are dropping like a brick right now. A lot less power. And I'm very, very high. But, like I said, the Robin bleeds speed incredibly well. I just wish it had flaps. That would be an epic help right now. So let's get a little bit short of the runway and then we'll flare. There we go. Come on. Bleed, 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 bleed. Nope. That is awful. 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 Maybe you can do better. Posted your high scores if you're on the beta. Or if you're looking at this after the beta, in the comment section below. Worst score ever, 455,000. And I gave the guy flying it a ruptured spleen. As always, my name is Froogle. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you all very soon.